I guess going to Chandigarh was my absolute highlight because I hadn't managed to get there before.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. It's completely stunning. I'd studied the individual buildings, particularly the Capital Complex. I'd looked at them as individual buildings and I just hadn't kind of grasped the sheer scale of them and how that whole complex, how the three main buildings all interrelate, and just the kind of dramatic setting of those buildings. And then perhaps at the kind of other extreme, it's the kind of attention to detail and the colour and the patterning of elements of those buildings. So kind of at both extremes, I was really, it was a much richer experience than I'd perhaps anticipated.
Is there any specific detail you might want to point out to?
I think the Tower of the Shadows, which is also there as part of the complex, was a structure built to kind of demonstrate how you might shield buildings from that sunshine. And I think to actually, to be able to see that under an Indian sun, and it's a totally different experience to doing that through a textbook or even looking at a film. So I think I want people to have that experience of being there in the heat and bright light and seeing, how an architect responded to that and how he felt that was absolutely the core of what he was trying to do, I think. I really enjoyed seeing Doshi's work on my last trip, and I was really privileged to actually go and meet him, which was amazing, in his studio, which is a kind of semi-subterranean space, and I was really struck by how engaged he was in kind of contemporary issues about improving quality of cities. He still was very passionately engaged in thinking about what architecture could actually deliver for people. I think that perhaps that's one of the real things that I want to kind of stress, is that we begin to see the work of people that architects that people have heard of, but also perhaps introduce you to a big swathe of people whose work will be much less familiar to you.
Yeah. Incidentally, as it happens, Charles Correa has designed the building that houses the British Council of Library in
Yes.
Delhi. So a lot of what we will be seeing when we go through our tour, which begins in Delhi, is exactly as you mentioned, buildings built by, a lot of them are Indian modernists, but some of them that come before. There's also Stein. There's an area in Delhi called Steinabad. Was that something that you saw the last time that you came?
Yes. Yeah. No. That's I think that's a really good thing to be including. Yeah.
Right. In a global architectural map, where does India fall, and how exciting does it appeal? How exciting is it for people not from the country?
I think it's right up the top there. I think there are just an amazing breadth of buildings, and one of the things that the tour is picking up is that there are both extraordinary numbers and quality of Art Deco buildings, and then this whole post-war modernist legacy as well.
Right.
I think being able to see both of those and outstanding examples of architecture of both periods is great.
Yeah. In terms of Art Deco, Mumbai is unmissable. Do you find that it's justified in someone saying that it should probably be the capital of the world in terms of Art Deco?
I have very good friends in Miami who are involved in the Art Deco there, so I really, I think it's amazing. I think it's probably. It's different,
Yes.
It's beautiful, and people will love it. Yes. And I mean, it will be really interesting for me to see just the extent to which appreciation of the Art Deco in Mumbai has increased, which I know it has. And, that the study and appreciation and conservation of the Art Deco will be, it's great and real. I'm looking forward to talking to people about that and experiencing that.
Right. Well, on the tour, we will be doing walking tours with Art Deco Mumbai Trust, which is another non-profit organization that works towards conservation, restoration of Art Deco buildings. Atul Kumar, who's one of the co-founder trustee members, will also give us a little time so we could talk to him to get a deepest understanding of how Art Deco blossomed in Bombay and how it really took root. What are you most excited about for your revisit?
Oh, I think the whole lot. I mean, I was seeing, for me, it's a mixture of going back and seeing buildings that I found incredibly inspiring and impressive the first time, and seeing some new things that will kind of enrich my personal sense of the overall story of Indian 20th century architecture. But I really enjoy sharing that knowledge and experience with people. So, yeah. And there are all sorts of non-architectural treats lined up as well, like the rock garden in Chandigarh, which is astounding. I think it's that incredible rich mix of architecture and design and a sense of all these incredibly vibrant cities. I mean, some really friendly cities. The last time I went to Chandigarh, I was wandering around looking at some of the housing, and a man who lived there just came out and saw me and said, "Would you like to come and see inside my house?" I just thought how lovely and welcoming and friendly that was. I think really there is so much to see, and the trip will be, I think, a really intense experience, packing a lot in, but a real opportunity to experience India as well. I think through a very specific lens, but you'll very much get a strong impression of a country as well as just the architecture.
Absolutely.
I look forward to being there and seeing you and all the participants. It'll be great.